Hi gorgeous! A very happy Frugal Friday to you. Today's video is a Chatty talk through tutorial and I'm going to be using a lot of e.l.f. cosmetics. I may mix in some other drugstore products here and there, but a majority of the products I'm using today will be e.l.f. Just really didn't feel like recording a voiceover tonight, so I'll figure I'd just get it all done at the same time. There's a little Siamese cat in the window I'm monitoring because this little squirt has been getting into everything lately. He's been a terror. And if you don't know who I'm talking about Miko. Miko Monkey. Yes, him. He has been a little terror. We've had to have so many repairs done around this house lately. I swear he's worse than a dog. Okay, Miko says hi. Look, think of all the eyeshadow we could put on those blue eyes. Oh. First thing I'm doing, of course, applying an eyeshadow primer. I'm using the NYX Proof It as part of today's look. And while I'm waiting on that to dry, I am going to apply a moisturizer from e.l.f. This is their Daily Hydration Moisturizer. It's got a pump here on the bottom, thank goodness. I don't like those containers you have to stick your hands into. Am I right? I used this for the first time the other night, and I really like it. It's awesome. It's too early here. I can't think of anything smart to say, so you'll have to bear with me. It has a very perfumed scent. It's real nice. It's one of those scents that I like, and you wish that they would bottle it and turn it into a perfume. And I do find that it provides really nice hydration on the skin too, because when I woke up the next morning, even though this is a daytime moisturizer, my skin still felt very hydrated. This cat, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. You can't make up your mind today. It looks like e.l.f. has come out with a new line of Beautifully Bare products. And so I picked up a bunch of these to try in today's video. The first one I'm using here is their Smooth Matte Eyeshadow. And I tried this one out when I got it home. It's a liquid that dries into a matte. It's really cool. So I'm gonna use this on the lids. The shade that I'm using here is Nude Linen. So it has a doe foot applicator like that. And I'm just gonna use the applicator and apply it onto my eyes directly. They do say that you can manipulate it a little bit on the eye before it dries. So I am going to take a brush and lightly go over it to spread it around. Although the applicator works real fine by itself. I mean, you can even use your finger. You don't even have to use a brush. This stuff is so easy to blend out. While I'm waiting on that to dry, I'm gonna apply a blending shade. This is Wet n Wild's Crème Brulee onto the brow bone area because I'm going to be applying a crease color. And I want it to apply real smoothly. My crease color today, I'm using one from Steely Style. They came out with a whole new line of 12 new pressed pigment eyeshadows, and these are really wonderful. I'm gonna be doing a tutorial with these soon too and showing you swatches of all of them. The shade that I'm using here today is Latte, and you can just see how much pigmentation comes off. That's just one tap of the brush in the eyeshadow. And I'm applying this, like I said, into the crease. Aren't those nice? Oh my goodness. So pigmented. And Steely Style is a cruelty-free brand for those who may be curious. I'm gonna be using gold later in this look, so I'm gonna warm up that crease a little more. I'm taking another Steely Style eyeshadow. This is in the shade Painted Desert. So it's a red neutral here. And I'm using that as my transition shade very lightly. I mean, I have the smallest amount on the brush here. Like I said, super pigmented eyeshadows, doesn't take much. And then I'm going back with a blank brush again and using that on the edges of the eyeshadow to blend out harsh lines. And Steely Style is one of those companies that used to be carried in Rite Aid stores, but they stopped carrying their products there, and now you can only buy them online. But there are a few select stores that sell them in the US. If you're looking for a store location, I'd recommend going on their website, but I usually just order them online. For the gold that I mentioned before, e.l.f. also came out with a whole line of something called Aqua Beauty, and they have these molten liquid eyeshadows. So the shade that I'm using here is Liquid Gold. I just want to show you how these swatch, just so you can see what I saw. I was like, whoa, Watch, 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 watch. Focus, focus, camera, focus. Okay, here we go. Woo, woo, woo. Dagummit, that is pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm gonna take a little bit of this and apply it onto the center of the eye. And let's see how these are easily manipulated. Hopefully we can blend it a little bit. I'm just gonna apply it like that onto the middle. And then I'm gonna take a brush. I'm gonna try not to blink here so that I don't move it. All right, wiping my brush here of any excess eyeshadow. And I'm gonna take that and blend the edges. It's similar to the matte eyeshadow I talked about, where it doesn't dry instantly, thank goodness, so you do have some time to work with it. I'll put a little bit on my finger here too, and see if I can blend it with my finger. I really like this eyeshadow. I really like your Jet. He's playing this morning. He's such a happy baby. I was really blessed with him, I have to say. He's just so content, easy to please, patient. How many babies can you say are patient? This kid is so patient with me. I put him in a little bouncy seat in the kitchen when I'm making dinner, and I promise you, he will sit there in that little bouncy seat, entertain himself until I am done. He almost knows when I'm done, because when I'm done, he'll start getting fussy. Okay, and then for the eyebrows, I picked up this product from e.l.f. It's in the shade Light, and it looked like a gel and brow powder duo. I don't know how much of a color match we're gonna get out of this one, but I'm gonna attempt to use the lighter side here and put that in the brows, and we'll see. Okay, it's not too bad. Well, that's not terrible now that I have applied it onto the brows, and I would wear this again on my own personal time. I am using a nude eyeliner in the waterline also. This is from Rimmel. And for those of you who have lashes, you can go ahead and apply mascara, but for those of us who don't, I'm using a pair of falsies. These are from Inky Minky, lashes.com, and they are in the style White Lie. Quite possibly my most favorite pair that we sell, because they are so natural looking when you get them on the eyes. And you can see what I mean. Every time I wear these, I get asked, what mascara are you wearing? And I'm like, shh, they're not real. Trying out some new e.l.f. face products, including foundation, concealer, and a powder. And this is also part of their Beautifully Bare line. I have not had luck with e.l.f. in the past when it comes to foundation or any other face products, because I have a problem with the color match in their line and it oxidizes. So we'll see. These are a little different. On the foundation, it says that this looks like a sunscreen based on the package and what it says. I'll read it to you. Listen to this. Apply liberally 15 minutes before sun exposure, and then you want to reapply it at least every 2 hours, and it's water resistant like a sunscreen. So to me, it sounds like it's a tinted sunscreen. It's very runny. Let me see if I can get this on camera. Focus. Okay. See how runny that is when it comes out? Ew. I'm gonna get it everywhere, so I better put it on my face. Move fast. Knowing that it's a sunscreen, you would expect for it to smell like sunscreen, but it doesn't. It does have the consistency of sunscreen though. If you notice, if you ever use a moisturizer that has a sunscreen in it, it's very runny. They typically are. So it's not a surprise to me, thinking now about that this has a runny formula to it. And it looks like it's blending in rather nicely. I don't have any issues with color match with this one. It appears so far. It has yet to be seen by the end of the day though, because sometimes these do tend to oxidize on me. Covered pretty nicely too for being just a tinted sunscreen. I rather like the minimalist coverage that it provided. All right, then I'm using a lightweight concealer stick and blend that in with my e.l.f. concealer brush, which I just love this thing. I've had it for several years. It's cheap. I think I paid $1 for it. Still my most favorite brush. I like the coverage of it. It's very smooth, easy to blend. I like the consistency. I broke a nail today. Still sick about it. Doesn't it make you mad when you grow them all out the same length and then you break one and you're faced with the dilemma, do I cut them all off or do I just live with it? Anyway, that's my rant for the day. I'm gonna use the finishing powder here, and it looks like this, very similar to the, I think it's, who is it? Milani has powders like this where you have the powder at the top and then a little sponge for application at the bottom. But I'm gonna use the big e.l.f. powder brush. Oh, I love this thing. Apply that over the top of the foundation. All right, my initial review of that concealer was not so good. Look closely here. You can already see it starting to crease. I haven't even had it on for 5 minutes at this point, and that looks pretty terrible. I can't imagine how that would look by the end of the day. I'm gonna attempt to save it here with the e.l.f. Under Eye Setting Powder and then set it fast before it creases again. Another new product that e.l.f. has put into their Beautifully Bare line. Ooh, look around the room, look. I get distracted by shiny things. This is their Natural Glow Face Palette. Look how pretty those are. And this is in the shade Fresh and Flawless, by the way. I'm gonna use this top blush right here. Looks pretty. And apply that onto the apples of the cheeks, like so. Very pretty. And what the hey, you know how I feel about highlighter, but I'm gonna use it anyway because it's sitting here. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the highlighter and apply it over the top. My studio is right by the garage door, so anytime anybody goes out the garage door, you hear it. Doesn't help that I have a microphone that picks up everything. Now we have the face done, I'm gonna go ahead and take this towel off my head. I like to do it just because it keeps my hair out of the way. It's just easier. And for my lips, I'm gonna go with the e.l.f. Runway Ready Lip Palette. I love this thing. I'm gonna use this red here. I haven't used this color yet, but it looks like it'll go nicely with that gold neutral eye we have. I don't wear red enough. It's so funny because I like how red looks on me. Okay, I have to stop talking. Well, hope you enjoyed today's Chatty talk through tutorial. Let me know if you've tried any of the e.l.f. products that I talked about today or any others that they've recently released and your experiences with them, good or bad. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you again next week.